Have you ever been a selfish type of love? Well, I'm telling you, it's time that you realize, okay? Change is here. You tired. Your mind is already communicating. What has been spoken now needs to be released for you to put it into action. Time out for all that. Can you recall some of the craziest things that people have said to you in the past? Now I'm talking about whether it's family, your other half, your children. I'm talking about grown adult children as well. Whether it's been an auntie or uncle that just made no sense. A so-called best friend, the homie that you've been down with since day one. Some of the most ridiculous things that made no sense whatsoever. I had somebody tell me one time, girl, you need to get you somebody from prison. Okay, look, as a disclaimer, people do go to prison. Okay, and it can work out for some people. But to blatantly just to say this and the reason for even recommending such a thing was nuts. Not only that, when I have maybe befriended somebody from jail or what have you, when I tell y'all, that person wanted to make my credit to be the worst of the worst of the worst, because while he was in jail for that time, he wants to get out, come home like a kid in the candy store. You need this type of car. You need the house furnished with this. We need to be wearing these type of clothes. Well, who's affording all this? We need to be going to these type of restaurants, going to having these type of experiences, these type of trips. We need to be living the good. Who is paying for this? Debt. Unless you know how to say no, no, no. But just to know that people that is supposed to care about you, supposed to be your friend, they supposed to, But you know what I'm finding out though? Some people don't even know their place, let alone their purpose, or even how to be a good friend. Some people don't know their place or their purpose, or even how to be a good sibling. Some people don't know their place at all. That just talk way too much. You got these in-laws. You got these ex-in-laws. You just got people, okay? You got these grown adults, children that be talking too much stuff too and need to be put in their place. Well, it's time out for all that, because the more you allow trash, toxic conversations, people that want to show action, come over to the house. Can't wait for you to see they brand new shoes. And it's such a shame, because I'm telling y'all, this still goes on in your 30s. It still goes on in your 40s, 50s, 60s. It goes on. Now, unless you start to show accountability, be about your accountability, somewhere it has to be cut off. When a person wants to sit up here and drive the nail in the wall, like they done poked all the holes possible, and now you finally done had it up to here, there comes a time when it's like time out for all that. And people have to be trained like children. You honestly have to put people in their place, because sometimes children don't even like to be corrected. They want to get huffy puffy. So what you think how adults be feeling when you have to put that correction on them? That's that boundary. But sometimes we take the feeling of, I don't want to hurt their feelings, when all the time they working on your emotions. Don't get caught up to have your emotions so suppressed that you're being okay with staying okay while they study leveling up to be this toxic person and coming back for round 2, round 3. Next thing you know, it's done went on for a month. It's done went on for some months. And this study keeps increasing to years, because the brakes was never put on to let them stop restarting the car, to let them stop refueling the car, to let them stop refueling their mind. Don't you know you can surround yourself with toxic people to the point, if you're not careful, you will start to pick up some of that residue. You will take that, and next thing you know, you have an unnecessary arguments with your siblings, your parents, your children, your co-workers, your so-called friends, associates, or whatever. Your spouse, your other half, whatever. Because what it is spirits that people are carrying It's a lot of unclean spirits. It's a lot of unhealthy spirits. People are now saying too, they're at a point now where they are tired. They are tired and they are speaking up. They are walking away. But in doing so, you got people saying, look, I done forgave. They said, I didn't know what forgiveness was as a child, because some of this is connected to childhood trauma. A lot of times in families that have gone on to adulthood years. People are sometimes middle-aged at this point, and that one in that family or that 2 or 3 in the family still want to bring up stuff from 10 years ago, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, because they know that they could always try to trigger you to try to get a response. But if you've been the person that has always walked away, never really said too much, because you're like a soft answer turns away wrath, and that's a good thing. That's Bible. That's standing on scripture. But there comes a time too where sometimes something needs to be said. And I ain't saying you gotta lash out and just go to town and try to crucify him and nail him to the cross. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. Now, what does work, it's okay to walk away. It is okay to walk away, but you got to find out what works best for you. If people want to remain stuck in these situations and want to continue to take the injury from people to have these conversations, you have to be okay. But just know your purpose was not meant to be here to be somebody's doormat. Your purpose was not here to be for somebody to dump on to make you feel less than. Your purpose was not to be here to continue to deal with people that want to gatekeep. Your purpose is to find out. Your purpose is to have your level of boundaries of keeping your peace intact and going on with your life. You have to put people in position in your life where you want to place them at in categories and make them aware of your boundaries. Now, it's up to them if they want to accept it. And I'm going to tell you too, straight up, not everybody's going to respect you. It's just not that type of world. People, I've heard women say, now these are some women that's older than me, but I've heard them say to me one time, now this is somebody was trying to tell me a thing or two in the process, but I had something for her too. Cause see, I ain't with that. Don't be slick. Just because you might be a couple years older than me, it still don't give you that right. Just because you even might have children that might be my age, it still don't give you that right. I'm telling y'all, it can be some old wise so-called fools out here as well. It is time out for that. I understand, respect your elders. And there's such a subtle way to go about doing that too. Because sometimes they got to be cut off too, the way you might be connected to them. But people be getting comfortable and slick with their mouths that you have to be like, yo, time out for all that. Or like, I like talking to you. I enjoy talking to you. But unfortunately, when you come around, it's like you suppress the room. Unfortunately, when you come around, the energy just changes. The vibration just changes because you feel what you feel in your spirit. That's your body. That's your mind, your body, your spirit connecting with you and letting you know this person is not healthy for you. Everybody that you come in contact with is not going to be healthy for you. And it is up to you. Either you want to make yourself at peace, keep yourself at peace, keep your boundaries intact, and stop making excuses for you to be the one that is uncomfortable. Because at the same time, they going on with their lives because they trying to figure out who's the next person they're going to upset. Not accept, but upset. Who is the next person that they're going to bring an attack on in hopes of making whatever they got going on stronger. People like to run with people. Birds of a feather do like to flock together when they have something in common. Can you imagine you being this light? You're being this light. You come into the room, you light it up. But if you wind up getting with the wrong person, befriending the wrong people, that will drag your energy down. And you be like, dang, I ain't functioning like I used to. What's up with my job? Seems like I'm not performing like I once was on my job. What's going on? Seems like I'm talking differently to my parents. I'm talking differently to my family. What is going on? You will become a different person. Some people feel like, oh, but I can't do that. Well, find out what you can do, because life is one of the best teachers, and you know how you feel when you're around certain people. So it's up to you if you want to be the person that empowers the room or suppress the room. Do you want to join them or do you want to leave them? You have to decide what is best, how to hold people at bay, put them boundaries in perspective, because change is here. Change been here. But you just got to keep that mind renewed, keep that mindset refreshing, renewed, put situations on pause if you have to come back to them. Put them on pause, come back to them, pick them up at your time, when it's your time, when your spirit is telling you, okay, now I can deal with this. But if it takes a year, 2 years, however long it takes, and hopefully that'll be the right time. Because timing is of the essence. It's very important. But a person that constantly wants to knick-knack, and find something else new, they ain't going nowhere. They gonna continue to do the same thing. But put them in their place. Real good, go ghost. Go in isolation. They'll know you ain't playing. You ain't even gotta say nothing.